What if AI agents had their own email inbox? Not AI for your inbox, but email for your AI. Today, I'm sitting down with one of the co-founders at AgentMail, a Y Combinator-backed startup that's building the first email provider designed entirely for AI agents. I asked Adi a little bit about how AgentMail works under the hood and what it means for the future of how humans and AI communicate.
Yeah, definitely. So my background and my co-founders too, we were all students at the University of Michigan. So me personally, I was in venture capital, spent some time doing early stage, late stage, was going to do a 180, go straight to private equity. My co-founders were in quantitative research and finance, and the other one was a very distinguished software engineer. And we didn't really have like a specific AI, ML, or agent focused background. We were more so toying around and experimenting like most people do these days. So back in 2024, we had an idea that agents are picking up. We thought, okay, we should get into this space. So our original thought was, how can we use agents to automate and make money on the internet? So an idea was, how can we arbitrage free trials for new accounts?
Okay.
So go on Shopify, sign up for a new account, get a 2-week free trial, sell things on the internet for free, and then spin the account down once it's done and use an agent to automate the whole thing.
Right.
So as you can imagine, that didn't go the way we hoped.
Yeah,
Um,
don't please.
yeah. So there were two problems. One was the agents weren't good enough, and we thought maybe like the AI ML people can take that. The second problem, which was way more interesting for us, was it's really hard to give an agent its own email inbox. There was no programmatic API first way to just give your agent its own email inbox. We tried with the Gmail API, we tried with Outlook. We were very surprised, and we thought in a world full of agents as first class actors, there should be an email provider that scales with them. And that ended up being the base for AgentMail.
I guess for people, I'll try and show on screen like a more of a visual element of it, because you have some really good visuals on your site of how it works. But why would an agent need an email? Like,
Yeah.
just maybe some benefits of it.
It's kind of the same thesis as redefining the internet for agents. We look at agents as being first class users of the internet. So the same way there's browser companies like browser base, browser use, search companies like Exa, we think email fits into that stack because it's the fundamental identity and communication layer of the internet. So with one email, you can reach 4.5 billion people. It's multi-threaded, async, continuous. And in terms of identity, when it comes to creating an account on the internet, like email is the primitive. Even when you do sign in with Google, it's based on Gmail. You need to do 2FA, verify your identity, and it also becomes a natural audit trail for any action, reaction, transaction, receipts, claims, etc. They all flow through your inbox. So like we look at an inbox being the most intuitive piece of context that both a human and now an agent can use to actually navigate the internet.
Great. Yeah. I mean, it's a really interesting concept because it does, it's sort of like giving a bit of status to an agent that they don't have now,
Exactly.
and gives them a bit more of a control. So how does Agent Mail work like now? Like, what stage are you at?
So the cool thing is the vision has always been the same for us. The main value prop was creating inboxes easily and programmatically. And what was there on day one still exists today. You can easily make an inbox for your agent. And then we've layered on some of the most long tail, challenging parts of email and distilled them down into tool calls. So an inbox, when you look at it, there's threads. Threads have messages. Messages have attachments. We've handled that part. Storage, search, labeling, filtering, parsing, retrieval, like all of these things, we want to make it a tool call away. So anything email can be out the box for an agent, and there's just more and more and more you have to keep layering on, because email is a long tail of edge
Yeah,
cases.
I like it. I like it. So like long term, where do you see this going? Like, say, zoom forward a year. It's really hard these days because it's changing. Like, it's like every 2 weeks. It's like it feels like a new
It is every
feels like a
2 weeks.
new year. But where do you see you
Hmm.
guys see yourself in like a year's time as a company?
Um, we do think it anchors around where agents are at. And I think in a year's time, we are going to see agents become even more common on the same playing ground, on the same surfaces that we exist in. So whether that's on social media, whether that's on email, whether that's kind of in some of the advanced rails of even payments and communications and transactions, etc. Um, we think like the next big user of the internet is like an agent. So in that regard, like how we're thinking about things is like, okay, how does an agent really have like a persistible identity that's verifiable, that's rooted in the same standards and the same interfaces of today? And really, like, what can we do to become like a body of that and really kind of establish how an agent gets its identity? And also, we want to be like almost like a security company in that regard, where it's like we're not just selling like a transactional API that an agent can blast like 10,000 emails with. It's like we want to sell the rails as well of, okay, prompt injection, allow list, block list, of regulating like an agent having the right state, the right context at the right time to actually be intuitive and not just sending, receiving response request all the whole time.
That makes sense. It's sort of like your vision is to sort of make it a safe and secure way to do this, and almost make the agent that is through the email address like a credible thing that's widely accepted.
Exactly, exactly. And that's why we're doing these things of inboxes and, all of like the additional things that seem like almost like unnecessary abstractions at this point, but that's our end vision and why we're kind of doing the Gmail for agents rather than an API for agents.
Fantastic. I like it. And where can people find you after this then?
Yeah, you can sign up at agentmail.to. Our We're very active on Twitter, so it's x.com/agentmail, linkedin.com/in/agentmail.to. We're very active. We have a very strong developer community. I think the cool thing about us is like our user is an agent, but we're a very people oriented brand. So we want to stay in close. We want to stay in close with people. We have a Discord community that's over 1,000 people right now, and we're just working on scaling up and learning. We're learning as much as everyone else is at this point.